You are listening to Castles and Cryptids, where the castles are haunted and the cryptids are cryptic as fuck. And this is episode 68. What
Yeah, it
lurks in
is.
the woods?
Dun dun dun.
And we are your hosts, and I'm Alana.
I'm Kelsey.
I'm very excited for what lurks in the woods.
Yeah.
A lot.
Some creatures, some cryptidy things, some folklore. There's a whole lot.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Legends and myths.
Yeah.
It covers it all. We didn't stick to one place or anything like we sometimes
No.
do with the true crime.
Yeah.
But Pat did give me, once he saw that what I was working on, because I picked up the green pen and I drew some trees when I was starting my notes. And he saw that I was doing forest things, and he grabbed me one of his like coffee table kind of mythology books, and it's all from like Scandinavian. And then he
Whoa.
like marked a page for me. I was like, "Whoa, what about this one?" And I was like, "Ooh, okay."
Yeah. There's a lot in Scandinavia that came up. Same with
Yeah.
German. Like Germany and
Ooh,
everything. There's a lot of forest things, creatures that came up.
nice. We could probably do a whole Germany lore episode
Yeah.
pretty easily. They got some cool folklore like Krampus and
Mm-hmm.
Belschnickel and all those Christmas guys.
Yeah.
She says in August. I don't know. That was all I could think of, actually. Yeah. But I'm sure there's more.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Yeah, I have some from all over, so I'm pretty excited.
Most of mine are, I guess, in the US.
Ooh, yeah. There's some
Yeah.
cool ones
I
in
think
North
all of
America.
mine are from the US. Aw.
Ooh, are they? I wonder if we'll have any. No, because I did tell you the names. Or I
Yes.
think I did tell you most of the names of the ones I do so that we wouldn't probably have any repeats. But yeah, there was quite a few to choose from. I was pleasantly surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know why. It's like first you just go like, "Oh, well, we did Bigfoot." And
Yeah.
then like a lot of them things that fly can live in the woods. So, there's
Mm-hmm.
some overlap
Yeah. I
from some
know
previous.
the Snallygaster came up on the list I was
Mm,
looking at, and I was like, damn, we already did him.
old Snally.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. He was what, a flying snaky thing?
Yeah, he like had a basically octopus tentacly kind of thing, squid like face. And he died in a barrel of some type of alcohol that I can't remember. I think it was
How do I
moonshine or
always
something.
forget that part?
Because
Yeah,
they
moonshine,
exploded it.
gin. That tracks.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, yeah. There's some. You've seen the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them trilogy, or the
Yes.
couple
I,
ones that are out. Yeah, they have one that I feel looks like the Snallygaster. Um, and I think maybe it also gets really, really big. Is that the one where then they have to trap it in a teacup because it gets to whatever size vessel you put it in, and it got gigantic, so they like had to throw a bug into a teacup or a teapot or whatever, and then it went to dive into the teapot, and they went boop and like put the top on.
oh, I
I
have
love
no
that
idea.
sequence. It's such a good
I
scene.
I stopped watching those movies, I think halfway through the second one. I don't know, they didn't
It
hold my
could be in the second
interest.
one. Yeah, this after the second one, it felt unresolved, but then I found out there was going to be a third. But it's been a bit disjointed, and there's a casting. It was going to be Johnny Depp, but then they
Hmm.
canned him
Yeah.
because Disney, and now he won't work for them again for $2 million and 10,000 alpacas or whatever they said at the trial.
Funny. Yeah.
I'm
I don't know. I
sorry.
don't think I ever had the connection to the Fantastic Beasts series as, you kind of do with Harry Potter and stuff. So,
Oh, I really, because I
yeah.
love Newt Scamander. I think Eddie Redmayne's so cute in that role. I don't know.
Oh, I don't find him attractive at all.
Well, he's kind of like a nerdy cute. I don't know. Yeah, I think he's cute. We have different taste. It's fine.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have to fight for the same guys if we were both single and
Yeah.
out, which we've never, I don't think, been like on the prowl together.
No,
But
because you haven't been on the prowl for any of the time I've known you. So,
a decade and a half.
yeah. Last time you were on the prowl, I was, what, 12? So,
Like, yeah. Is that true? That's funny. That's
yeah,
funny.
15 years.
Yeah, man. I like it. I like our little. We have a small. We have a relatively small age gap.
Yeah,
Small.
it's not bad.
But it's like Sinisterhood. One of the girls is. I want to say like maybe about a little less than 10 years older than the other. And so sometimes they have a little bit of different references, but they just jive so good. You just.
Yeah.
It works. Anyway,
Yeah.
we digress, as usual. So I think Kelsey's going to kick us off, because I forgot my
Yes.
notes downstairs. No. That's okay. We're winning. We're good.
I did put a few pictures in the drive. Because it's creatures. You need some pictures of them.
You do. I have a folder.
Yeah. And I have to say, at least two of mine I picked just because they were cute. And I hoped they're real. So,
Oh, we can
because I,
believe.
yeah, because I just want them as pets, I guess. I don't know, there was some cute little sketches of them on the website I used for most of my source material, and oh, they were just so cute.
I love it. I love a cute name, too.
Yeah.
That'll draw me right in.
Yeah. So most of the thing I found actually was a category. I think it's part of like the Wikipedia kind of sub-sites. So this was called I think it's supposed to be It's Myth, but it's ITSMTH, It's Myth, and .fandom.com.
It's smooth.
Yeah, something like that. But they had a category that was woodland/forest cryptids. So that was kind of how I guess we got the idea for the episode. It was like quickly Google that. And I was like, yeah, there's a site for it. Let's do it. And then
There's always more cryptids than we realize, though, isn't there? I think every time I'm like, well, I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And there's so many.
other than that, I had a cryptidsfandom.com. That's another subcategory of Wikipedia. There was the National Paranormal Society.org. Very fancy. And then a
Official.
cryptozoology fandom.com as well. Yeah. So it's kind of fun.
Those are your sources?
Yeah. They just had
Okay.
cute pictures. That's really like how I picked which ones I wanted to do. I was like, this one looks cute.
It can be. Did you look at pictures first? None
Well,
of my.
it
The
would have
list I looked at didn't have pictures, so I had to go look them up after.
No, these ones had when you I guess the first website when you clicked on the name and like opened it, it would show you little thumbnails for them. And the other ones
Oh, okay.
I kind of looked up specifically each of them to get a bit more information.
Okay.
So
I love doing that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like somebody rounds up a nice little list or two, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I like a few of these, or these are all crazy.
Yeah. So the first one is called the Appalachian Black Panther.
Oh, I'm going to Appalachia. I'm trying to
I
remember.
know it's actually in Arkansas, which doesn't really make sense. I never really. Well, it's in the Appalachian Mountains. Uh,
I heard only because I was just listening to Homespun Haynes, who's from there, and she always says Appalachia, but I don't know. It sounds a little
oh,
weird to me.
I've never
They're
heard
such a
of
cool
that.
place. It sounds like a cool place. They
Yeah.
have a lot of like woods and
Mm-hmm.
mountains and shit. I mean, they are mountains. Carry on. I am dumb.
The Appalachian Mountains are mountains,
Yeah.
hence the name. Uh, so the panther, I guess itself, is just a term that's applied to several species of large cats when they appear as a solid black in color. So that's what a panther is. So they
Yeah,
can,
okay.
so leopards, bobcats, and jaguars are usually spotted, and so they typically have spots and things like that in their coloring. But these cats can also appear all black, and with spotted and the solid black cats appearing even in the same litter. So
Oh,
they could
okay.
technically be like a panther, if it's the color, but
Okay, because like
yeah.
I know that cats, or I think I read that cats can have from in the same litter, they could be kittens from different daddies or something.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, it's amazing. The miracle of birth
Yeah.
and how long sperm lasts up in places. It's beautiful. Wow. We should really have a trigger warning on our episodes. Not safe for work.
So according to wildlife experts, there is no such thing as a black mountain lion, cougar, or puma. This basically is
Oh.
just based on the thing that they've never been able to photograph one, and no hunter has ever shot one. So that's why they're saying there's no such thing. Which, thank you, wildlife experts, I guess.
Because they've
We've
seen
we've
other
never seen
colors.
one. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
However,
Huh.
regardless of these wildlife experts' opinions, there are many verbal accounts of these cats throughout history, such as the Appalachian Black Panther.
Black
They're
Panther.
they're well known to the early settlers of the Appalachian Mountains and the Ozarks. And some of the
Ooh.
encounters were even published in Texas newspapers in the 1800s. So, a really long time.
I really want to go to the Ozarks too. That's where Laura Ingalls Wilder moves with her and her daughter and stuff. And
Really? I had never heard of
yeah.
it before that Jason Bateman TV show.
I yeah, I didn't read the books, but there's ones that her like daughter wrote about growing up in the it's like little house in the Ozarks instead of little house in the
Yeah.
prairie and stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah. Sounds pretty. Apple orchards, I don't know, where
yeah.
they had like an apple farm there. Yeah.
So, the history of Montgomery County in Arkansas is said to contain the experiences of one Emily Stacy, who was home alone with her children, and she was forced to load a musket and shoot through the door at a panther that was trying to get into her house. And
Ooh.
yeah, that would be
Not
scary.
great.
In the morning, the panther that had been described by her as a black mountain lion was laying dead on her porch. But apparently it's impossible, according to wildlife experts, to have a black mountain lion.
And she shot it?
Yeah, because it was trying to get into her house. I don't know when this
Oh,
was.
shit.
I didn't have a year for that one. Some of these other ones have years.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, 1800s, yeah. I guess
Yeah,
then it
sometime.
wasn't documented on
No.
Instagram.
Yeah.
But, like,
Uh,
yeah, there would be witnesses. Just
yeah.
didn't realize she killed it. Like, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
wow, like, good shot, good job, lady.
So
Damn.
many people don't know that the American West, especially the Southwest, was the natural home of jaguars. And they were, I didn't know that. They were almost completely hunted out by the early 1900s, and the last known pair were
Oh,
shot in Arizona by the year 1965. And
oh, that's sad.
yeah. But the good news is, I guess it was 2001 before there was any photographic evidence that proved that jaguars had returned to the United States. So,
Okay.
yeah, they have
So
returned
now
in the
they've,
last, like, a little over 20 years.
wow.
Some theories about the origins of the Appalachian Black Panther's existence are linked to kind of the same kind of thing, that it's either an escaped or set free animals that were once privately owned, either by, they basically, in the one thing where it's like owned by drug lords who privately breed the animals through like selective breeding to get certain cool attributes like being all black.
Oh my God. The things
Yeah.
people buy with drug money.
Yeah.
Like cocaine hippos in, I think that was in Cuba. I heard
Oh
a
God.
podcast episode about that.
Wow.
I can't remember. It's
One
just
thing
insane.
did say, I don't have it in my notes anymore, but there was something about like out of the 6 to 10,000 or something of one of the types of like large cats, that 10% of them are owned privately or something, and then or only 10%
Oh,
of them are in the zoo out of like that many. The rest are owned privately or like wild.
I wonder. Yeah, so it would be counted as privately, probably for people like Tiger King
Mm-hmm.
and Carol Baskin, because they're private sanctuaries or
Probably,
were
yeah.
or whatever. That's
Um,
so crazy. I think there was like
yes.
a time when you could just like order one out of
Yeah.
the newspaper. Do you want
That's
to
what
own a
they
bear?
that's what they were saying, that it was so prevalent in the US for people to own these large cats that through selective breeding or some of them being escaping or being let go, that they could possibly have bred, and that because of like random nature, obviously some black ones could have come through, but just nobody
Of
really believes
course.
they exist.
It's so weird. It's like
Yeah.
this prejudice. Like
Right?
that. Now that sounds like I'm talking about something other than animals. Prejudice against Black Panthers. I'm not the movement, the group.
No, but it's like you're saying they don't exist or aren't possible just because you haven't photographed them or shot and killed one. Like, that's literally the
Yeah.
basis.
Yeah, and there's animals that they haven't found in a long time and have
Yeah.
assumed are extinct, and then they find one in the wild. Yeah, crazy.
The last little bit about the Appalachian Black Panther is, although such possible prey as deer or rodents exist in the area as well as fish, the region is pretty far out of what's considered the jaguar's natural range of habitat. So they're the
Okay.
biggest likely one that people believe, and they can appear black. Um, and yeah, in the winter, it grows much, much colder than anywhere jaguars are known to live. And if the Appalachian cat is natural, it would almost have to be a jaguar. And as scientists don't consider a black phase of the mountain lion even remotely probable. as I mentioned. So it basically has to be a jaguar.
So weird. I didn't
Yeah.
realize they were like. I mean, I know they're classified as different big cats, but I guess I just didn't realize all these intricacies of which
Right?
ones we have here in North America.
I kept getting confused by names, and all I could picture in my head was
Yeah.
like the big black cat from the Jungle Book. Like that's all I could picture in my head the entire time.
Ooh, yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Bashira? Oh.
Yeah, something like that.
With those eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, they're cool. They're crazy. I love a,
Yeah.
wildcat, tiger, lion. I don't know what the hell we
A
have
liger.
in Canada. We have bobcats and
Yeah.
things. Maybe. Possibly cougars. Of both kinds.
I think I've told the story about my coworker Googling cougars in Edmonton on our work computer because I had just told her about the news that one of the cougars had escaped our zoo. Somewhere in Alberta,
Oh.
one of the zoos, a cougar had escaped, so she just Googled cougars in
Shit.
Alberta.
Literally.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, plural cougars. Like, no. I know exactly what popped up. Singles in your area.
Yeah, and then she just closed every tab like of her computer, and I'm pretty sure she just said, "Well, I'm going on lunch." She was just like done. It was just like, yeah,
It wasn't in retrospect. It wasn't a smart move. No.
no.
She
Yeah,
probably could have worded it better. But
yes. My next one has two different names. One of them I prefer just because I think it's funny. And
Nice.
that's the Arkansas snipe or the skeeteroo.
Okay, I've heard like one of those, sort
Yeah.
of. I've
Yeah.
heard of snipe.
It's basically a ginormous mosquito or other kind of similar type insect.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No,
So
we
just
don't want
picture
those.
it in your mind, but big enough to carry a person.
Suck out all your blood.
Yeah, it just grosses me out. In the drive, there was a picture of the panther, and then there's a picture of somebody made it almost looks like a scary monster Halloween mask of what the Arkansas snipe or skeeteroo's like head could look like. It's horrifying. I don't like it.
Okay, well, look.
It's like, oh, it makes my skin crawl looking at it. I don't like it.
I bet it's got a big old proboscis. Hello.
Yeah, it looks.
That is a monstrosity.
Yeah, I can't
Okay,
remember
it's
where
just
they
a
said
head
that
on a
is.
stick. But
Yeah,
it does have like two proboscis tubies and
yeah.
giant black eyes. Yeah, that looks like an alien from outer space.
Yeah, it's very strange looking. So the Arkansas snipe or skeeteroo, which I love. It's like a mosquito-roo, a skeeteroo. Is a giant
Skinnamarink, stinky dink.
stinky doo.
Skinnamaskeetaroo. I don't love you.
Yeah, it's so creepy. This one I hope doesn't exist.
Okay. Well, yeah. I hope you get to that.
Yeah. There's a giant insect. This is living in Arkansas, and the legend says that there's a few different stories about it. One of them is that a lost lumberjack went up a hill to figure out where he was. He had lost kind of his bearings where he was in the woods. And when he came back to where he had left his horse, it was missing. And the only things that were left behind of the horse were its horseshoes, like on the ground, along with its saddle that had had a huge bite taken out of it.
How the hell
Yeah.
does that stuff come off without,
It
you know,
ate it and spat them
tools?
out.
The horseshoes are, whatever you call it. They're
Or
like, hammered
nailed
on with their
in.
little naily nails. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hammered on with their nails. Much. You said it better. Oh my
Um,
gosh. What the
Another
hell?
version of the same kind of legend said that there was two, so this is always, they seem to kind of be in pairs, but there was two snipes who ate a cow, and then said that when the farmers returned, they saw the snipe brushing their teeth with the cow's horns.
What
Which,
the what?
yeah.
You said they're usually in pairs?
Yeah, like the lumberjack one was supposed to be two of them that ate his horse together, and then this one was two of them with a cow.
Okay, because for some reason at first I thought you said they were usually in Paris. And I was like,
Oh, no,
what?
pairs.
No, that's right, because yeah, it's North America. Okay. Maybe they're mated pairs. Maybe they're husband and wife.
Maybe.
They do everything together. They're going out to dinner. Date night.
Yeah. Date night. There's another story about an American salesman and what? And searched a man named Daniel. I have no idea what that said.
Random Daniel.
Yeah, an American salesman and searched a man named Daniel. I don't know what that sentence was supposed to say.
I know a guy. Daniel's your man.
Yeah. The two men started walking around the swamp. Soon they heard the bell of a cow and walked to see the cow. When they arrived, they saw the dead cow with the mosquito standing on 2 feet on it, shaking the bell in order to call the other cows and make them arrive to their fate. So they're smart, apparently. They know to ring the cow's bell and then other cows will come, which is creepy.
With what? Do they have arms?
I think it's supposed to be their weird mosquito-y legs. I don't know.
Because I'm still looking at the picture, but it's like the snipe head mounted on what looks like a clear case with an at in it from Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's cut off, so it's hard to tell. I'm
No,
like, this is just in somebody's home.
I can't remember where that picture is from, but the other picture is basically just a mosquito. So,
Oh,
like,
is there another picture? Oh,
no, not of that, because it's just basically
okay.
a mosquito.
It's so gross.
Yeah. It's also confusing because they apparently are described to look more like raccoons with claws that can pierce flesh. I don't know how that fits into the whole mosquito thing.
Yeah, not at all.
So confusing.
Raccoons are pretty cute. They got their little masks. They have their little tiny hands, and
Yes. Oh, they can eat grapes.
yeah, we feed them scraps on my mom's lawn in the summer, and then they waddle over.
I would love that. So cute.
It is cute.
There's another story that's of Bill Jenkins, who is the largest man from Arkansas. And he apparently got up one night and 2 mosquitoes grabbed him and carried him away.
No.
Apparently the mosquitoes started to talk and ask if they should hide him in the swamp, but decided not to hide him in the swamp because bigger mosquitoes would steal him from them.
What?
Yeah. So apparently they can talk.
No, that's worse. That's so
Yeah.
much worse.
Their
Because their voices are probably
Oh, so
'Cause they
high
have-
and whiny, probably.
exactly.
Yeah. And this is the last story. And that's of a man who tried to hide 2 mosquitoes or these snipes under a cauldron, and they started to punch holes through the cauldron to escape, but the man pulled away their prickles. I don't know. That's supposed.
He just like grabbed onto their doobie things.
Yeah. So he pulled them away so that they wouldn't escape, but the mosquitoes ended up flying away with the cauldron and the human, because they're so big and strong.
And they like to take them to a second location to feast, apparently. They
Yeah.
like to go on a little picnic.
Yeah. So those are my ones that I definitely hope. Well, I mean, the black big panther doesn't really matter, but this one I hope isn't real.
So, because I thought I come across, I don't know if you, did, because I also maybe just heard just snipe, and that also that people would maybe use the story of a snipe as like a hazing for like some logger guys back in the day or something, and then be like, go on a snipe hunt or whatever, but they just wanted them to, like, did you come across anything like that about them?
No.
Because I thought that, yeah, there was some kind of snipe that I don't have it in mind, but was just, like, made up just to fucking, like haze them. Like, but, like, they're a bunch of fraternity bros, and they're like, why don't you go on a snipe hunt? They look like this, and you can find them. And then the guys go out, and then, like, they come back. They're like, we didn't find any snipes. And then they're like, ha, ha, ha. So, hopefully they're just an urban legend used to scare.
I hope so. Yeah.
forest guys when
They're so creepy.
Day. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah. My next one is one that's pretty cute, and I kind of hope it's alive. It's real, because I really like
Is that the next picture?
Yes, it's adorable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's the axe handle hound.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel like I just came across that name during my research, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty
He looks
cute.
like a little Scotty dog.
He does. He really does.
Yeah, square face.
Yeah.
Oh, no, his face looks like an axe. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm stupid.
So the axe handle hound is an American creature that's said to reside in Minnesota or Wisconsin.
Minnesota. Nice.
And it resembles a dog with a body that I would describe as really like long and lean. Very wiener doggish, like, and then it's got short stubby legs with like a little tail. Yeah. And so its body's supposed to be like the handle or arm of an axe, and then the head is supposed to look like the blade of an axe. So it's kind of got, like pointy chin and sharpie kind of looking nose.
Totally pointy. And the tail almost looks like a scythe handle, like a Grim Reaper. Yeah. Wow.
So you might wonder what this creature is said to eat. Well, fitting to its name, its diet consists entirely of the handles of axes that are left unattended. 'Cause why not?
I think that's adorable, yeah.
Yes, it's adorable.
Where's my axe handle?
Yeah.
It must have been the hound.
So it's a nocturnal creature, and it travels through camp to camp that's searching for these abandoned axe handles to eat. And there was some specifics about types of axe handles and stuff. Which we'll kind of get to.
Expensive ones.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
There was also confusing. It was said that one dog is able to consume 2 boxes of a certain type of handles and 16 6-foot stalks in one night. They gave specifics on like the type of each of those, but I didn't understand it, so I don't know.
It was the maximum amount they lost one night.
Yeah. I also tried
this many.
Googling what the abbreviations they used meant, and I didn't get anywhere, so I don't know.
Google was like, that's before my time.
They make nice pets, reportedly, but are costly to feed, as Jim Peter once tamed one, but that was short-sighted because Jim himself had a wooden leg that was made from an axe handle.
What?
And the only way he could keep his dog from eating his leg was to keep his leg, keep his whole leg, was to wear it to bed. Um,
Oh my god. Get your dog a damn bone. It shouldn't
so
be
cute.
chewing wood of any kind.
Um, yeah, this was kind of sad. Apparently, he got rid of the axe handle hound that he was keeping as a pet by feeding it red oak handles, which the thing I read said, which it dislikes as heartily as any experienced chopper. So apparently, red oak sucks. It's for suckers.
Oh my god. You fed
Yeah.
him the bad dog food
Yeah.
to make him go away. It's mean.
And then also in Minnesota, there's a canoe access campground. So I think it's like a campground that you can only access by a canoe. I think that's what that's supposed to mean.
Oh,
Um,
I see. Okay.
yeah.
I was like, is
Oh,
that its name? Okay, no.
but the campground is named Axe Handle Hound after this like considered folklore
Oh.
creature, which is kind of cool. There's also a picture of a newspaper article that was called Yarns of the Big Woods that included the axe handle hound, and it was published in 1925. And
Oh,
it has
wow.
like a cute little drawing of a very axe like looking dog. They
His
basically
little
just drew,
axe mouth is open.
yeah,
Go
tiny,
eat
tiny
that.
teeth and eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it look, I don't know, like nothing has a weird blunt head like that except for like a
Yeah.
hammerhead shark.
Yeah.
Hammerhead, axe head. No wonder it's so believable. We have such weird creatures already. Like,
Yeah, just look at the ocean. It's like the weirdest of them all. The
it's
ocean
so
in
fucking weird.
Australia.
Oh, the
Uh,
deep sea. Oh, I love watching that on like Planet
oh,
Earth and Blue Planet. Yeah.
yeah. Very cool. Um, my next one is also very cute, and I would like it as a pet. And that's called the Boston lemur. I love lemurs.
And your axe handles are gonna be safe from it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Um, this one I'm sure got its name from the fact that it's taking place in Boston, obviously, but it was first reportedly seen, or not first, I guess, like reportedly seen a few years ago in 2008 by the Boston Red Sox senior advisor, Bill
Oh my
James.
god.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the picture is
I'm glad I didn't
basically
click on it till you said that. Sorry.
yes, it's so
Because
cute.
then I saw the hat that he's wearing
Yes.
with the Boston Red Sox logo, I guess.
It's so cute. I kind of want to set it as my phone screensaver. It's
Oh
so
my
adorable. It's
Was he
basically a.
wearing that hat when they saw him?
I don't think so, but I like to. I like to imagine.
Yeah.
Um,
We could
yeah.
pretend.
So Bill James, the Boston Red Sox senior advisor, saw this creature in 2008 while he was walking home from Fenway Park after one of the games. And all the crowds and I guess pedestrians everywhere were kind of gone, so he said he was alone in the street. And it was a full moon at the time, and it was illuminating the area pretty brightly. And James says he saw the animal that at first glance he thought was a cat. And
Okay.
yeah, he
Kind of fair, yeah.
he changed his mind when he saw that the creature had huge eyes on kind of located more on the side of its head, and it was speckled, kind of gray. And he said it had a pug-like face, which is just adorable. Uh,
Okay.
I
So,
just
like,
picture like
not
kind
a
of
lemur. A lemur face.
probably maybe like just more flattened, like pushed in like those whatever the not the lemurs. I'm trying to think of Madagascar. Whatever the other ones are. They have kind of more pushed in faces. Just their
Oh, different kind
nose.
of monkey or ape or
Yeah,
something.
kind of thing. Their noses are pushed in a little bit more. I can't remember what they're
Aw.
called.
I do like a good tiny monkey, like a spider monkey.
Yeah, they're so cute. All those creatures.
My mom's friend Susan had a spider monkey pee on her shoulder. I mean, it's a
I
good story. But
yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, so it has this kind of pushed in pug like face, and it had a very long tail that was like a broom handle, and that this tail made an odd sashaying motion.
Oh my god.
James, I feel like, needs to get better at describing things because he also said that he stared at the animal for, quote, probably 6 or 7 times as long as the period that of a fly ball is in the air, end quote. Like, why can't you say for however long that is, not 6 or 7 times as long as a fly ball is in the air? You loser.
That is, yes.
So confusing.
Too specific. This sashaying paints a good picture though,
Yeah.
because now you can almost picture it
Sassy.
wearing like high heels or something. Yeah, that nice sway.
Yeah, so he saw this for whatever period of time that he means there, and before it scuttled under a car that was parked by the road. And at one point, he said it seemed to lift its hind legs over a stick in the road by using its tail as some kind of lever. So it kind of like hopped over the stick using its tail.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's hopped over. Okay.
Yeah. He, on the rest of the walk home, I guess, he tried to think about the different animals that lived in the area and what it might have been that he saw. And he couldn't really make sense of any of the animals, so he decided it had to be a lemur, and he thought maybe it had escaped from the zoo. So,
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
it looks like something similar, so you'd want to relate it to something you know.
yeah. Apparently against his wife's wishes, who said because of him, like, being the, like, advisor to the Red Sox or whatever, she didn't want his image tarnished, but he decided to call wildlife control and basically report that he had seen a lemur on the street. And
I'm on the lemur lookout.
yeah, they basically, I guess, took the report, but they also told him that he had made the first reported lemur sighting ever in the Boston area. So he's the OG.
Lemur spotter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spotterer. There had been a previous lemur sighting about 20 miles southwest of Boston that occurred on a rainy day in March of 2002, so this was 6 years before. This was on a farm in Sherborne where a strange lemur-like dog that looked like a smaller, skinnier version of a Tasmanian wolf was sighted by filmmaker Andrew Mudge. Mudge is a great name.
Yeah, what the fudge?
Mudge was visiting his parents' horse farm in the rural area. Next to the farmhouse was an old, unused, junk-filled barn. Mudge walked out of the house and saw an odd creature hopping out of a hole in the door of the barn, heading towards the woods. Mudge had grown up in the area, hiking all over the wilderness throughout his childhood, and he was very familiar with all the wildlife around there. He had never seen anything like this creature before. He said it was about the size of a small coyote, but looked like a combination of a lemur and a fox. It had a very long hairless tail, except for a ball of hair, just like kind of a tuft at the end.
Like a poodle. When it's
Yes,
all
very
done.
poodle-like. The fur and the face of the creature reminded Mudge of a lemur, which he does have some experience. Mudge himself has a degree in anthropology and studied lemurs in college. So he should know what they look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the creature he saw at his parents' farm had a faint striped pattern on its back, and the little beast had short ears and a long face. I just look at the little cartoon lemur somebody drew with the Boston, like,
Oh,
Red
it's so
Sox
cute.
baseball cap. It's so freaking cute. That's really
Yeah,
only
it's-
why I picked this.
Oh yeah, no, it's 100% accurate.
um, Mudge followed the odd creature for a short time into the woods. It didn't appear to try very hard to get away from him, but it also didn't let him get too close either. As the night came and visibility was going away, Mudge returned home, and his father did get a glance at the creature when Mudge said he first saw it, and hollered to him, but not close enough or long enough to be able to describe it. So his father saw it too, but couldn't really describe it. In the later sighting that Bill James from the Red Sox had, he says that it's possibly the same lemur and that could have migrated from the 20 miles away over the few years between the two sightings, like the 6 years. But yeah, so maybe there's a lemur in Boston. Probably not anymore because he'd be pretty old, but
Secret lemur population.
yeah. Bring Boston
Anyone
Red Sox.
listening in Boston?
So
Where's
cute.
yeah. I have a I have a friend that's lived in that area. Actually, I was just saying to Pat, I was like, I can't remember the Shameless character's name. Wait, we have a friend with the same name. Fred Gallagher? He goes, Frank Gallagher. I'm like, yes! Yeah, he's from that region. I wonder if anyone's seen him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oops. My my last one, I don't have very much on, which kind of surprised me because I feel like it was one of the bigger ones that I had ever heard about. So I'm really surprised.
Okay, you had heard about it.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe if I did like really big deep dive or something on it, I could find more. But the few pages I clicked into all had the same information, which was basically nothing.
And I mean, yeah, it's a good place to do something like that where we are talking about a handful of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one is actually the fawn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like Faun?
Yeah, the fawn.
Oh.
So I'm
yes,
quite
I've heard of
surprised.
those.
Like there wasn't a lot of information I could find about it, really.
Did anything D&D related come up? I'm pretty sure they have a
Yes,
fawn you can
that was
be.
like everything that came up.
There's one of the girls on the current season of Critical Role is playing a fawn druid named Fern. She's pretty sassy and fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe is there other names for them, or is that you'll get to it?
Yeah, there's really only one other thing that was kind of originally separate, but
Okay.
so fawns are supposed to be a rustic forest god or goddess. Yeah. And they appear
Sounds like a show on HGTV, like after the Barefoot Contessa, rustic forest goddess.
So I think that's in Roman mythology, and they're often associated with enchanted woods, as well as appearing in the in like Greek mythology with the god Pan in his satyrs.
That's the word. I was like,
Yeah.
are they also called satyrs or whatever? However, yeah. Okay.
So
I like that.
the fawn is a half human, half goat manifestation of forest and animal spirits that can help or hinder humans at their own whim. So they could be good or bad.
Okay, yes. They have their own personality and morals.
Yeah. Romans believed that fawns inspired fear in men who traveled in lonely or remote or even wild places. But they also believed that they could guide humans that were in need. kind of help them get where they're going.
If they want.
Yeah, if they want.
Okay. That reminds
Uh,
me of one of the ones I'm covering too.
oh,
They're
okay.
like, I can help you if I like you, kind of thing. You're like,
Yeah.
oh.
The satyrs and fauns were originally quite different creatures, with satyrs originally being described as stocky, hairy, ugly dwarfs or woodwoes, which means a wild man of the woods. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
that's different than taller with goat legs.
Yeah. Uh, and they were said to have the ears and tails of either horses or donkeys. Um,
Okay, in this like earlier iteration, they
yeah,
were?
the satyrs originally
Okay.
were, but now satyrs and fauns are pretty, like, they kind of go together. But originally they were quite different, with satyrs also being described as more woman loving than fauns. So they were just.
Are they all men? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
maybe the satyrs were. Um, and then fauns were described as more foolish, and satyrs originally were described as having more knowledge, and being smarter. Yeah.
Like the centaurs in Harry Potter, you don't want to tell them they have near human-like intelligence, or you're gonna get trampled.
Yeah.
Just like Professor Umbridge.
I was.
Oh my God, have you seen her as the queen? She's gonna be the queen on the crown now.
Oh, no.
Like in costume, I saw a picture and I was like, and someone captioned it like, "I shall have order," and I was like, "Oh, I can hear it."
No!
Yeah, she looks so much like yeah, Queen Elizabeth.
Where did I. Hold on. Oh, ancient Roman mythological beliefs included a god named Faunus and a goddess named Fauna, who were goat people. Didn't look more
Okay.
into that, but we'll save it. This one I didn't want to do because we had talked about maybe doing Greek mythology another time. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. So the only
It's
picture,
appropriate that you do the goat people. Isn't that the Capricorn is the goat?
yeah, it is.
Yeah. That's funny.
I'm the last day of the goat people. Uh,
You are the goat.
I am the goat. Be the goat. Uh, the last thing I have is the only picture I have of a fawn. It's like a cute little statue. So the statue is
Yeah.
from the
Sorry, it is
house,
cute.
the house of the fawn in Pompeii.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's super tall. It looks kind of tall in the picture. I think it's probably just a few feet tall, and it dates back to the wow, the the second century
You just put in two
BCE.
centuries.
Yeah, the century BCE, and was named this because of the dancing fawn statue, which is now actually the centerpiece of the large garden there. The
Oh,
original
okay. Oh, he's
of
dancing, is he? Yeah, his
yeah,
arms are
kind
up.
of.
He's one foot's, knees are bent and like he's like very in motion in this statue.
Yeah. So I think this is the copy that's in Pompeii, and now the original of the statue resides at the National Museum in Naples. And then I believe this copy stands in its place because it's just a courtyard that you can like wander through. So I don't think they'd want the original like that exposed to the public.
Oh, I was gonna say it is weird because he doesn't like really have goat feet. He just kind of looks like a
No.
gay guy that's like, "Hey, girls," and
Yeah.
his little winkies out.
Yeah. They also gave him like a crown of something. Can't really make out what it is. Maybe it's like leaves or twiggy kind of stuff. I'm not too sure.
Oh, I thought that was his curls.
Maybe it's his hair. Who knows? Lots of the
Right? Oh
pictures when
my
I was
gosh.
looking them up, they kind of had like crowns of like
Ooh.
foliage and stuff. So I think
Oh,
that's maybe what it's
totally.
supposed to be.
Fern has a
Um,
flower crown. Her
yeah,
character does. Yeah. She's
but
hot.
that's all I have. That was the what lurks in the forest. So I hope the Appalachian
Nice.
Black Panther, the axe handle hound, and the Boston lemur are real. I mean, fawns can be real too if they're nice, but I want a pet
I
lemur.
like them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that the snipe is probably the fake one because I'm sure I read snipes or something like an urban legend or something
Mm.
like that. So I'm like, I'm gonna go with that because they are disgusting. Yeah, I
Yeah,
hope they're
so
not
creepy.
real either.
Yeah.
And usually we're very cryptid, pro cryptid.
Yeah. It's gonna be a hard
Yeah.
pass for me. Any large insects? No. No thanks.
Oh, is it? I mean, I'm sure there's lots of movies where there's giant insects. I was like gonna say, is it Love and Monsters? I think
There was a
didn't
few,
things
yeah.
get really big in that one? That's a
Yeah.
good movie.
I watched that only very recently. It was a great movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it surprised a lot of people. They were just like, oh, okay, kind of an action one. But then, yeah, it's really quite, I don't know. I remember it being pretty touching and funny and
Yeah, it was
not your
very,
typical romance action. I don't know.
yeah. It was kind of like, I don't know, I guess it's the apocalypse kind of thing like Zombieland was when it first came out, where it's like, here's some rules and I'm just
Yeah.
trying to live it, blah, 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 kind of
Yeah, it
thing.
wasn't too, yeah, take itself too seriously, like
Yeah.
Walking Dead apocalypse.
Yeah.
And then you're like, surely he's gonna just get the girl and it's gonna follow all the same tropes. And then it kind of goes places where you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Um, I think we watched a few lately, but I probably told you
I think I watched
already.
the cursed one that you were talking about the other week.
Yeah,
It was
that was okay.
the like
That
weird
was pretty
village
good.
or whatever with the Romani people that had cursed the family. Is that it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't quite. It reminded me of like a werewolf almost, but it
Yeah.
wasn't. But it was very violent and slashy, and yeah, it just fucking killed everybody.
Mhm. Yeah,
We
I
watched
liked
that,
the
and oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say I liked the coloring and the like cinematography in it. It was pretty.
Yeah, I remember what like they have sometimes some good shots. I don't
Mhm.
normally always notice that kind of stuff, but there was one where she was because it's Victorian times, and then she's hanging out the washing, and then everything's white, and then you're like,
Oh,
something's coming, and you're like, oh, there's gonna be blood everywhere on those sheets.
yeah.
Yeah. We also watched. There was another one I wrote down from a little list of good horror movies that came out this year, which of course we haven't seen Nope yet. That one's gonna be good
Yeah.
because they're always good.
Yeah.
But there was also one called Just Men,
Oh,
and
I just saw a on Tumblr
yeah.
somebody just earlier when I was watching Cursed. I had that was on one half of my screen, my other half was Tumblr. I was scrolling through, and somebody had like a gift set from Just Men, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, I know that actor and I know that actor, and this looks beautiful, even though it was very like body horror happening in the scenes. I was like, ooh, this looks amazing, right up my jam, and I added it to my watch list. And
I
I was like,
think it was
yeah.
good, but at the moment I don't remember how it ended or if I
Okay.
I'm like, did I fall asleep? But I definitely recalled parts of it because earlier today I was like, what is this movie I'm thinking of, Pat? Where this creepy part and she's like in this tunnel and doing this little playing with the echo thing, and then it
Oh,
becomes like this kind of it's echoing back to her and she's whatever happy, but then it's something creepy happens. And I'm like, why do I
yeah.
have this music stuck in my head that's like not even music? It's just from
Mm.
some random movie. Yeah, so it kind of like burrowed into my brain a little bit, I think.
Yeah, the person that directed that one did the Ex Machina one that had
Ooh, yes.
that one,
Machina.
and one other one that I saw that was good. Oh, I can't remember it.
Because that one was with the robots and the
Yeah.
AI and the... She gonna get smarter than you. I hope you treat her good, or she'll put you in her people zoo. Yeah, Ex Machina was good.
Yeah. It was that one and another one. It was all the same director. So I added another movie he had done, or they had done not too long ago, like to my watch list. And I was like, well, I already watched like 40% of what you've ever released. Might as well watch all of it. Like,
Yeah. There's definitely some good directors out there, and some are Canadian.
mm-hmm.
There's that one that's always on the Eli Roth, but now I'm not going to be able to remember his name, so never mind. But he's done a bunch of horror movies, and every time I go, oh, he's a Canadian guy? Cool. I'll try. I'll find it. We'll find it, and I'll let you know after the break.
Sounds good. We'll be right back.
All right, that was good.
I'm drinking a cider. I found these ciders I really like.
Ooh, what kind?
It's one of the growers ciders. It's the pear one.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like the stone fruit and the peach.
Ooh, I'd probably love the peach one. I really like peach and pear flavored things. Like,
I'm drinking one of my peach iced tea White Claws. They're pretty good too. But yeah, the growers, that's a good one. Even Pat will drink that, or I'll bring it to D&D because everybody seems to like them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really good. There is Men. What's the other one? That's what it was. Oh, Annihilation. That was the other
I haven't heard of that
movie.
one.
It had Natalie Portman in it. It was pretty. Natalie Portman, Tessa Thompson, and Oscar Isaac again. It was pretty good.
Cast of Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was like, what? It says, a biologist signs up for a dangerous secret expedition into a mysterious zone where the laws of nature don't apply. It was basically like they're kind of like part military, part scientists, and they're trying to go and study like the life or something that's in this kind of no man's zone that's been taken over by like this weird, like kind of technicolor like haze, and stuff that's like mutated everything, and they're basically trying to go in. They get like picked off by like a bunch of creatures and like people and weirdness. It was a good movie though.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like sci-fi, post-apocalyptic, yeah, anything like that. Thriller, drama, horror is all good too.
Yeah, you would probably like Annihilation then. It's the same person. Alex Garland.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they also
Alex Garland. What's he in?
Well, he's the director.
Oh. Okay. I think I was maybe thinking of Alex Wolff. Whatever, he's in like Jumanji and Hereditary and stuff. That kid.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Well, we are back, and of course we spent 5 minutes talking about movies because that's what we do. But we might save it to you and cut it, and just know that I might watch Annihilation later.
Yeah, I am sure I watched it on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on Netflix.
Oh, I was going to say, not only do I love Natalie Portman, but
Yes.
if I had to pick someone to play me in a TV movie,
Would it be Natalie Portman?
either her or Rachel McAdam. Both have similar, I mean, brown eyes, brown hair, whatever. I mean, but then, like, even, like, because I got a mole. They both even have a mole like me.
Oh, perfect.
It's true, and, well, I like them both very kind of, pretty girl next door. Lovely actresses. Anyway.
I have no idea who
would
would play me.
I don't know why. I don't even. It's not like I ever think there was going to be a movie about my life. I just literally looked at the actresses and thought, oh, I can relate. Like, whatever. I'm going to shut up now. Like a white woman. Oh, someone on TV looks like me. It's like, yeah, okay. It's not like Miss Marvel or something where they're finding like a superhero that looks like,
Yeah.
a brown girl and like. Anyway, that's another tangent. So I'm going to tell you about. I haven't watched Miss Marvel yet, but I have listened to a couple of podcast episodes about it.
Okay.
We'll see. That's on Marvel Talk. That's our Patreon.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No.
So, the first one is the one that was in the Scandinavian folklore book that Pat has. And it's no wonder he picked it, because it even kind of sounds like his last name.
Okay.
She's called the Skogsra. And like Skog is in Pat's last name. It's Excog. I think his name means like oak forest or something, because I have called him Mr. Oak Forest or something before. But anyway, so yeah, it's definitely very Swedish sounding.
Yeah.
And yeah. is either, yeah, definitely Scandinavian, Swedish, Norwegian, that region. And that's where she's from. What?
I was just
Sorry.
reading, I saw the one that was entitled Skogsra, and then the one right beside it, Skogsra's boobs.
Oh no!
Now, did you name that one, or was that what it
I
downloaded?
did. Yes, there was some pictures. I'm sorry. I'll try and let you know so you can look at them and they'll actually make sense. That's the worst part, though. I'm like, it's hard not to get spoiled on the drive. Yes. Yeah. Except for me when I usually don't open the damn folder because I'm dumb. Anyway, she lives in the deep, dark Nordic forest. She's a woodswoman. Skogsra means wood wife.
Okay.
She's the wife of the forest.
Yeah.
She's such a part of the forest that she can become a tree, a rock, or an animal. And her human form is also changeable, which is why you see she sometimes appears as a quote, old troll woman with long drooping breasts, which she is in the habit of throwing over her back to keep them out of the way.
Not another one. It's like the one I can't remember that was on the water would be washing the bloody clothes of the soldiers that I said would throw press over her shoulders.
Oh, and
Yeah.
not that you talked about before?
I did talk about it before on one of the episodes.
Yeah, I don't like that as a trend. But she kind of reminds me a little bit of, well, she lives in the forest and there's a few things, like she could be like Baba Yaga, because maybe she didn't have hanging boobs.
I can't
But
remember.
there's a scene in that latest It movie where
Oh, yeah.
there's some
Oh,
gross
no.
belly riders.
I tried to forget the grossness of some of the second movie.
So sorry. All right. We should have a movie night soon.
Yeah.
But this, you know what? That's just her. That's not her going out look.
Okay. She wears a push-up.
Yes, more often than not, she appears as a very beautiful woman. So there's a couple other pictures where she looks more like a woman with a few features added. She will appear a bit off. Kind of like, I don't know, sometimes I hear like fairies almost depicted this way, like in the shadow hunter books that that we read.
Yeah.
She might have a greenish tinge to her skin, or it's like a greenish glow, or she might just have bark on her back.
Okay, that's the one picture I'm looking at. She had like
Yeah.
bark all over her back with kind of tree branches growing out of it.
Yeah, full on branches poking out. It said that it could even be hollowed out like a rotted tree trunk. But I didn't, there's no pictures of that, unfortunately, because I was like, ooh. She might also just have a tail or hooves. Hooves?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a little bit goat-like herself sometimes. Excuse me. And she has this power over all of the prey in the forest. So you better stay on her good side if you want to hunt anywhere there.
Okay. That's kinda
Yeah.
cool.
You're like, she rules the forest. Makes sense. She's married to it. She rules the roost. And if you want to ingratiate yourself with her, you can try offering her a coin or a bit of food just left on a tree stump. She
Well,
likes
that's
that.
nice.
And if she likes you, you can hunt as much as you wish, and you'll get it all. You'll be successful when you do.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's good to have her blessing. But then, somewhat in my mind, contrastingly, she has certain animal exceptions, like the wood grouse or the deer, that belong to her specially, and they cannot be shot no matter how hard the hunter tries.
That's nice. I like deer.
I know! I think wood grouse is just like a little type of bird, I guess.
I'm not sure.
Grouses, yeah. So, but the gun will miss, or the shot passes right through the animal with like no harm done, seemingly
Wow.
like magic. They're enchanted almost. And if you do manage to kill one of these specially protected creatures, she will of course be pissed. But she has this good side too, and she's been known to help people in the woods sometimes, which I thought was similar to the one you were talking about.
Yeah.
Was that the fawns? Maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she might warn a person this was a very specific reference, charcoal stack for their fire caught fire.
That's all she cares. The only thing.
Yeah, you have a charcoal for your fire, and then that supply catches fire accidentally. She's like, "Oh no, look out! You're on fire there. You okay?" And then she might help any of the girls that were tending to cattle in the forest, or any kids who got lost in the woods. She might just help them find their way back.
That's nice.
Yeah, helpful at times. Did I say she sort of reminds me of Baba Yaga? I don't know.
A bit, yeah.
She's, yeah, just more mischievous mostly, I guess. Hi, Gordo.
Yeah, he's scratching his little short post in the room.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but she's mischievous and can mess with your vision to keep you wandering around in circles.
Ooh, not good
And-
forest.
Yeah. Some people never make it out of the forest. Great. But one trick stops this madness if you feel your vision's being played tricks on your eyes. You can just take your jacket off, turn it inside out, and you'll wake from your trance and then find your way out.
Oh, there was something else we talked about one time, or I read about, that was talking about if you travel in the forest, turn your clothes inside out.
Oh!
Yeah, I've heard of
I
that
like that.
before. Oh, I wish I could remember what it was.
Superstitions. To me, just off the top of my head, I can't remember. It doesn't sound like it sounds
Maybe
familiar,
I
but oh my god.
maybe I looked it up, but I didn't get around to covering it in one of our episodes.
Yeah, because this is the first one we've done specifically on woods creatures, but I'm sure it has come up. Yeah, that's interesting. It's definitely not scientific based or anything.
Yeah.
It's not like, they tell you you can put your underwear on your head, whatever. I think of Michael Scott on The Office one where he's like, I can survive out in the woods, and then immediately starts like cutting his pant legs off and then making a hat. It's like, that's not always gonna do anything.
No.
So the magic kind of lingers on when you get out of the forest. If you had been under one of these sort of trances, you'll forever after find yourself drawn to and longing for the solitude of the woods.
Ooh, creepy.
I like it. I'm like, have I been bit by this bug? Who isn't drawn to the woods and the outdoors? And this was interesting. A mortal, quote, who has enjoyed the company of a woodwife will sometimes become introverted and quiet, for his soul has stayed with her.
Okay.
Careful who you hook up with. And if you enter into a full-blown relationship with a woodwife, hopefully when she's not the hanging, saggy boobs type version.
Yeah.
Because it will be very difficult to break it off.
Okay.
This sprite, they called her, can ruin a man with her powers. She can make you go mad, fall ill, and even die.
Good. No. Good for her.
mean...
That meme of what's her face and the banana. Good for her.
Wait.
From Arrested Development.
Oh, Lucille?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That
okay, I
meme.
have seen that. Yeah,
Good for her.
Yeah. Words, memes or comments you can almost hear, as they would say on Reddit. Yeah, even die. Yeah, good for her, because Ben will stick their dick in anything. No.
Yeah, some random lady in the forest. Yeah, I hope she's a sprite and she curses you. What the fuck are you doing?
She just turns back into a full-on tree. With just a knot hole.
Oh, no.
Okay. But there's more. If you can stay with a woodwife and make it work, then the partner of the woodwife... Sorry, I guess you could try. The partner of the woodwife will prosper and be successful in all his or her ventures.
Okay.
Yep. And some men might have a child with the Skogsra, and these children were bigger and stronger and had larger appetites than most.
Can't tell if that sounds like a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, at least it didn't sound like it was for actual wood, like your axe handle. Ow.
Yeah. Start gnawing on tree branches.
What's it cost to feed that thing? Just at Home Depot every other week. Oh. Fetch a stick. Where'd it go? Did I tell you I bought a big bone for Fenrir, a rawhide one, so it's not heavy. And then I got rid of his old bone when he wasn't looking.
Aww. Poor Fenrir.
I'm weaning him off of it. Got it. And he just keeps carrying this big bone around, trying to figure out where to hide it for the night. He hasn't actually really chewed on it very much yet.
Oh, well.
Oh,
It'll just last
funny.
a really long time.
Yeah, one night it was in Rain's bathroom on her floor. And it was in Pat's man cave downstairs behind the door. If we see where he hides it, then he often pick it right back up and go to hide it somewhere else.
That's too cute.
So stupid.
Gordo just likes to hide stuff under my couch because I have those blankets tucked in like the bottom and they kind of overhang. So I'll watch him and he'll just bat something. He'll like put his head under the thing and then just bat it under and then like walk away. And I'm like, ugh. And then like 10 minutes later he's shoving himself under the couch and getting stuck because he wants it back. And I was like, well, 10 minutes ago you put it under there. Like, why?
Why did they put it where they can't get it? Under the couch? In the couch cushions?
Yeah.
Our old dog used to do that too. Oh my god. You find so many once you move the couch.
Yeah. Toys everywhere.
Sorry. My next one is a cat, but it wasn't
A kitty?
exactly the cat. But it's a cat from the same region as your cat. It's the Wampus cat.
The Wampus.
Yes. The only picture of that is a statue. It says Wampus cats. I think it's from a high school. But like all the other pictures that came up just looked like mountain lions or jaguars, or whatever. What I picture as a mountain lion. Now I'm not too sure. There's so many different ones. But yeah, it's so it
it's
was
got
like
extra legs. I didn't notice that for a second. It's got 6 legs.
Right. I don't know if I even have that in my notes.
Oh.
I didn't do a deep dive on the Wampus cat. I have a little bit of an origin story.
Oh.
It has 6 legs.
Yeah, the
Okay, I feel like
statue
I should have
looks like a
known
regular cat, and then it's got like 2 extra front legs that are kind of up higher on its chest. Oh, looks weird.
Okay. I think I do remember that from, I'm pretty sure I heard it covered on maybe Homespun Haints, because she's the one of our pod friends on Instagram that's from the Appalachia or whatever the heck.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 legs. Well, that thing could just run like fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there are some other weird things about it. When a Wampus cat wades through a stream, fish will not bite for 7 days.
Yeah.
Watch out, fishermen.
That's something random.
And specific, right?
Yeah.
Also, the glare from its eyes on a full moon night can start a forest fire.
Ooh, not good.
It sounds like with the axe handle hound. It's just like some of these are just probably made up for people as just so many reasonings for why can't I find this? Why did that forest fire start?
Right, yeah.
I need an explanation. Apparently in Missouri, you might hear it called a gallywampus. In Arkansas, it's maybe known as the whistling wampus.
Okay.
And in Appalachia, it's just the wampus. Pussy, I put. Sorry, the wampussy. No. Okay.
Just like in mine when it said the horse tail, it said like the tails of a horse or an ass. And I was like, I stared at it for a minute going, oh, they mean donkey.
Oh my god, yeah, why do they have to say it so biblical?
It was like a horse, yeah, the tail of a horse or an ass. And I was like, what?
Are you sure? Was it a mule? So depending on what people you ask, the appearance of the cat does vary. Outside of Native American culture, it's usually described as a howling, yellow-eyed creature with piercing yellow eyes that can strike into your heart and soul if you cross its path.
Gross.
And this will drive you insane, of course. So that's great. Damn, I feel really stupid now that I didn't find the leg thing, but I only checked like one other source besides my main one, and then I found this cool little origin story here, so I decided to put that in instead. It's the Cherokee folklore origin story, and it's goes like this. An evil demon called Iwa, the spirit of madness, had been terrorizing the village of Etoa, or Chota, ooh, depending on which version you hear. I'm going to go with Etoa. In what is today North Carolina. The village shamans and war chiefs called for a meeting. The wise shamans told the war chiefs that sending the braves to hunt and kill the Iwa was certainly going to be the end of the tribe, for the Iwa had the terrible power to drive men mad with a glance. The war chiefs argued that the Iwa could no longer feast on the dreams of the Cherokee children and that something must be done. Together they agreed that their strongest brave would go alone and bring great honor to his family and tribe by killing the mad demon. And Standing Bear, or Great Fellow, depending on the story version, was the strongest, fastest, sneakiest, smartest, and most respected brave in all the Cherokee nation, and he was chosen to do battle with the demon. As he walked from his village, the shamans blessed him, and the war chiefs gave him many fine weapons with which to slay the beast. And on the edge of town, his wife, Running Deer, bid him a final farewell. She would never see him the same way again. Weeks went by, and there was no word from Standing Bear. Suddenly, late one night, the stricken brave came running back into camp, screaming and clawing at his eyes. So
Ew.
he came back, but he was not good.
Yeah.
One look at Running Deer knew her husband was no more. With time, he would be able to pick berries and work in the fields with the young girls and the unmarried widows, but he would never be any good as a husband again. And by Cherokee
Well,
law,
that's
that
harsh.
Isn't it, though, actually?
Just 'cause his eyes don't work, I mean...
I think he basically had, like, more of a mental breakdown when they say he would
I'd have
eventually
to,
be
yeah.
able to pick berries. There's, like,
Yeah.
had, like, super PTSD and it broke his brain.
It's
But, like,
awful.
my husband has PTSD and, like, you know, yeah, I still love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, by Cherokee law, that meant he was dead, it says.
Oh my god.
Isn't this? Yeah, this is, I thought it was creepy. That's why I wanted to include it. But it gets better. Standing Bear's name was never again mentioned, but Running Deer had loved her husband, and she wanted revenge.
Okay.
Sorry. All right. Running Deer went to the shamans, and they gave her a booger mask. Not sure about that. A bobcat's face, and they told her that the spirit of the mountain cat could stand against the Iwa, but she must be the one to surprise the demon. The war chiefs gave her a special black paste, which, when rubbed on her body, would hide her scent as well as her body.
Okay.
She kissed her former husband on the forehead, his blank eyes staring, and headed off to seek her revenge. Running Deer knew the woods as well as she knew the village, and she ate sweet berries to keep up her strength over the many days, but still she came across no sign of the Iwa. Then, late one night, she heard a creature stalking down by the stream. As she crept slowly towards the creek, she heard a twig snap behind her. She spun and just as suddenly realized how quickly it could have been the end of her. Behind her, a wily fox darted across the pathway. If that had been Iwa, I would be mad now, the widowed Cherokee woman thought to herself as she continued towards the creek. At the edge of the creek, she saw footprints which did not belong there, and her former husband's... Sorry. Now every time I'm like, oh, dig the knife in deeper.
Yeah.
Her former husband's breastplate lay at the edge of the water. As she followed the prints upstream, she saw the demon. Its hulking form lurched hideously over the water, drinking from the pristine mountain spring. The Iwa hadn't seen her. Running Deer crept ever closer, and just as she felt she could bring herself no closer, she sprang. The Iwa spun and saw the cat spirit mask and began to tear at itself as the spirit of the mountain cat turned its powerful magic back on itself.
Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, hang on, I gotta. The Ewa tumbled backwards into the pool, and Running Deer immediately turned on her heel and ran as fast as she could back to the village, never once looking back. When she arrived home, she sang a song to herself, a quiet song of grief for her husband, but also of joy for the demon's banishment. The shamans and war chiefs declared Running Deer the spirit talker and home protector. Pretty badass.
Yeah.
Some say that the spirit of Running Deer inhabits the Wampus cat, and that she continues her eternal mission of watching her tribe's lands to protect them and their peoples from the demons that hide in the dark and lost places of Tanasi. I'm not sure what Tanasi refers to, but that was a cool story.
So she's now basically the Wampus cat, and the Wampus cat's a protector. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I got out of it too. Some say
Okay.
that the spirit of Running Deer inhabits the Wampus cat. But it's like after she died, I hope, because I thought she killed this demon thing.
Yeah.
So that's good. But yeah, it's a little like, okay, did she become the thing that she was fighting, or were these two separate? I don't know.
Yeah.
I need to do a Native American culture class and history class. That'd be so interesting. Oh man.
Yeah.
We could learn a lot more as us whiteys.
Yeah.
But at least I like when learning about it when we do this stuff. It's definitely some really interesting stories and really cool. Oh, love a good creation story.
Yes.
And like origin. So are we gonna go back to the Ozarks now? You took us
Sure.
there. Now let's go back. But I don't think you talked about this one because it has a very unique name. So this one's called the Snoffus.
The Snoffus. Oh, it's pretty.
Yeah, like take the word awful, add a few S's and an N. The Snoffus.
It looks okay. When I saw like the thumbnails for it, just when I glanced at them, I was like, it's very much like Harry Potter's Patronus. That's immediately what I thought it was supposed to be, because it's like the deer, huge antlers, like beautiful.
It is. This one's really pretty. Yeah, it basically looks mostly like a deer, which already pretty.
Yes.
Apparently it's native to the Ozarks and looks like an oversized deer. Most things said, and it lives in the treetops. And then there's flowers that spring up from its antlers.
Yeah, it's so pretty. I like it.
Yeah, kind of like a white. It could be a white stag almost.
Yeah.
That was a mythical creature in the magician's books. Those are good books.
Yeah.
Similarly, it has been described as an all-white creature with plum or dogwood branches in full bloom growing from its head instead of antlers. So cool.
Okay, so it could be a tree branch.
Right, instead of just like flowers intermixed with antlers. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, damn. That's something that I like. I don't know. It does seem like something that a fawn would ride, or
Yeah.
it should be a creature in Dungeons and Dragons, or yeah, it's so cool. Like I like unicorns, but come on, they're kind of tired.
Yeah.
So in the fall and winter months, the Snoffus exhales large clouds of bluish smoke that is seen thickly every morning as it settles and drifts down over the mountains. Love it.
Yeah.
He's responsible for the weather. Many stories of the Snoffus were collected by folklorist Vance Randolph, who compiled them in his book, We Always Lie to Strangers, Tall Tales from the Ozarks.
We always lie to strangers. That's
That's
such
a
a
cute
different
title.
name. Yeah.
I guess they like to carry on the folklore. I love it. It can not only live in the trees, but leap into the trees and fly. Just
Yeah.
jumping from tree to tree, flying squirrel. Oh, flying reindeer. Do you know some people don't realize that reindeer are actual creatures? They think they're made up because, like, Santa.
I mean, they seem like
Spoiler
it.
alert.
Um, one of the first or not YouTube, uh, Instagram accounts I ever followed, I think was one about basically just posting pictures of baby, like, white reindeer that are
Oh
just
boy.
so fucking cute. Like, you can
Yeah, that
barely.
sounds cute.
Oh, so cute.
Oh my god. They're all white when they.
They're kind of like a white and then off white, kind of cream, like sandy color.
Ooh.
Oh, so cute. Yeah.
They look like they could be Snoffus babies.
Yeah, 100%. I just want to hold one, just the tiniest. I want to hold every baby animal like possible. Just
Oh my god. Hell yes.
so
Should go
cute.
to Norway and look at some reindeer.
Yes.
One origin story says that the Snoffus was made when an orchardist, guess he likes orchards and working in orchards,
Yeah, I don't know.
grafted Arkansas black apple scions onto its antlers. So I guess they were saying that he's more like made, like you would graft two trees
Oh,
or
okay.
plants together.
It's like bread.
I don't know. What do we do with bread?
No, it was bread. Like, it
Oh,
was
no.
breeded.
Oh. No, I know what you mean now. Sorry, yeah, bread. Um, no, it sounds more like they said they took. I don't know what scions means in gardening and orchardist terms, but I thought it meant like he took some black apple branches or whatever and somehow grafted them onto its head like antlers. I don't know, it's weird. Another version, this one's cooler, goes that a hunter in the woods had run out of bullets and decided to use plum pits as ammunition instead.
That's rude.
Also, like, okay, good luck.
Yeah, they would probably explode.
Right? He did manage to shoot and hit an albino deer in the head, but
Oh,
it got right back up and ran away. And then later, he would hear stories of a white buck with plum trees jutting from its skull.
okay. It's like you swallow an apple seed and you'll grow an apple tree in your stomach. Get shot in
Right?
the head with a plum pit and you suddenly grow tree branches out of your head.
The tales are true. But I told you we have a weird little tiny cherry tree growing beside our crabapple one in the front just because it's so close to our neighbor's cherry tree that it
Aw.
at first I thought it was grafted onto the main one, but no, it's not on the trunk of the apple tree. It's just its own little tiny two branch cherry tree that grew from
So
all
cute.
cherry pits or whatever. Yeah, it's so crazy. Finally on the Snoffus, seeing an albino deer is considered a bad omen in the Ozarks. So seeing a Snoffus is pretty bad, and it's usually a sign that you're going to die. It's a death omen.
Aw, that's so sad because it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that part. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're they're probably very rare for a reason, I guess. Yeah, I guess we're glad we haven't seen one in a way. um and then I had a very little bit on the will-o'-the-wisps, which are also found in D&D. But no, usually these are found in bogs, swamps, marshes, and other wet places. Haha. But can also be found in woodlands, and these are these lights that like to lure hikers off of the trails.
Ooh.
Yeah, I feel like I had heard of these before. But yeah, they just usually resemble little floating balls of flame, or like glowing balls, hot balls. And they are like a nocturnal type of djinn. So that's kind of cool. They try to look like a lantern shining your way through the darkness, but they will instead lead you into danger.
Yeah, right into the water.
Whoops, over here. There's a pit. And apparently they can also be known as jack-o'-lanterns, friar's lanterns, hobby lantern, or my favorite, hinky punks.
Hinky pump. Okay.
That's from Harry Potter, yeah. Definitely heard that. I have a few more short ones. The Gumbaroo, I also just love the name of. But he is funky and also pretty many-limbed. Okay, he has a body like a bunkhouse stove, said one article.
All right.
Whatever. And long, monkey-like arms, a round head, and no neck.
I
Wait.
don't like the one picture where it looks like a hairless cat. Ah, so gross.
Yeah. Because of this other description, I think this other description is a little better, because the cryptid wiki said that it looked like a black bear, but mostly hairless.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, makes it sound more fat than just a description with long monkey-like arms. There isn't really any good pictures that show all these things, because he apparently had 11 or so legs, and none of the pictures showed that.
No.
Yeah, I looked it up, but that was all I could find. It has 3 rear legs and 8 coming out of the torso, apparently.
Okay.
Somebody take a picture of one of these things. Come on. Probably hasn't been heard of since the 1800s or whatever, too. Like some of the other ones that were around that time. The hide from their middle legs apparently makes great waterproof boots.
Aww.
I don't know. There's creatures around. People are going to kill them probably, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why they're apparently very rare these days. Don't you know?
I mean, they got 8 legs or whatever.
What was that? Notification?
Yeah, it was my phone. I didn't
Oh.
have it on silent.
I was like, wait. Yeah, did I say okay, it looks like a black bear, mostly hairless, except for its prominent eyebrows and bristly hairs on its chin.
So gross. No, thank you.
Yeah. Dark, smooth, leathery skin that is so thick and tough that projectiles will bounce right off. Arrows, rocks, even bullets.
Okay.
You can't shoot them.
I mean, the go-to is always open its mouth and you shoot into it. Right?
If movies have taught us anything.
Yeah. Just like,
Go for the headshot, yeah, and double tap like Zombieland.
Yeah. I was watching, when I started watching The Boys, and they were trying to kill Translucent, and as soon as they,
Oh, he's invisible, or?
yeah, and his skin was, like, indestructible, I was like, why did you go through the mess and so much effort of, like, they called it the ass bomb, because They like blew him up by sticking a bomb up his ass. Because they're like, he has to be vulnerable somewhere. And the first thing I thought of was,
Weird.
why didn't you poison him? Because they like gave him water. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sure, like, fucking poison him. I'm sure that would have worked, and it would have been so much less mess. Because,
Right, because,
yeah.
yeah, getting through someone's skin isn't the only way to kill
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I was like, why didn't you just poison him and then dispose of his body instead of blowing it up and spending like an entire day cleaning the room because there's guts and stuff everywhere. Anyway.
And it was a bomb? I
Yeah, they
feel
stuck
like...
like C4 up his ass and then
Oh.
exploded it.
Okay, I'm not all caught up on The Boys. I confirmed with Pat. I think we've only seen season 1, but
That was in
I...
season 1, yeah.
Oh, okay. I think they might have also had an episode where somebody shrunk down and went into someone else and then exploded him or something.
Oh, they did what Ant-Man couldn't.
Yeah, yeah,
That would
exactly.
be
Like
fun.
an Ant-Man murderer. Oh my god.
Love it. That should be the only way Ant-Man's allowed to kill people.
I love Ant-Man. The Boys is, yeah, it's much darker than the Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
Except for maybe I don't know if you watched it, but the Captain America, the Marvel Disney Plus series that was recently on Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
No.
That one was it was a little bit darker. Not quite as dark as The Boys, but it kind of reminded me of it. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But speaking of the weaknesses, this cryptid does have one. Can you guess? I don't know. It's not indicative.
The one picture you have posted, somebody's throwing like a harpoon or javelin at it, so I'm gonna guess that.
That's true. No. Apparently, it's fire.
Oh.
It's apparently very combustible, and one thing said that it burns like celluloid, quote unquote, with explosive force.
Okay.
So leathery, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. All that fat, it's very, the wick effect, you know?
So gross.
So, yeah. And again, it's being blamed for the forest fires.
Ugh.
This creature also. People have heard strange sounds before and or after a forest fire or whatever, and claim to have also smelled burning rubber.
Ew.
And even stranger, people that tried to take photos of the creature, they did not survive, and the negatives even exploded.
Wow.
Yeah. That's some dark shit magic. I don't know. They are, like a Wendigo, always hungry
Okay.
and will eat anything that looks like food and can eat a whole horse.
Yay.
So that's great. But I also read that it's pretty slow and lumbering, so you're probably good to outrun it.
That's good. Good to know.
Right? Or as they say, at least be able to outrun your friend.
Yeah.
And although I didn't cover it, it has a natural enemy known as the timber doodle.
Aw. A timber doodle.
Yep.
That sounds great. I love it.
Sounds like something that Ned Flanders from The Simpsons named. Howdly doodly, timber doodle. It's apparently a creature that clamps down its teeth and will not let go until thunder is heard.
Ooh, that's terrible.
And I guess that's how it subdues the gumbaroo.
That could be like weeks.
Yeah, no kidding. Finally, something had a scientific name for the gumbaroo for some reason, and that is the Triskaidekapus elastica.
Ew.
Right?
Elastic, I could have done without.
Yeah, and why does it smell like rubber? I don't know. I don't get it.
Probably the leathery skin.
Gross.
Gross.
Ugh, too many years in the tanning. Just tanning.
Because it doesn't have hair, nothing to protect it from the sun.
Aww. One of the pictures, I'm sure, just is a hairless bear.
I'm sure that's what this Gumby named picture is.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
looking at it, everything looks like a bear.
I know. It was under images for that, but it was like, oh my gosh.
I never knew I needed to know what a hairless bear looked like. It's very sad.
Oh man, hairless monkeys too look weird. They're very muscular.
I don't think I've ever seen a hairless monkey. Hold on.
We've all seen hairless cats, but hairless monkeys are a different story.
Oh my
Weird,
god.
athletic little man.
Look at it. Oh my god, they have very, like, human muscle features. It's very creepy.
Right?
Some of them are
Really.
super buff.
Look at your little abs. Well, because they're always, carrying themselves around and...
Yeah, I was not expecting them to look just like
I don't know how I came across it. I'm sure I was on Reddit or something ridiculous. It's like, okay, I didn't know I needed to see that in my life.
Yeah, like their arms just look like, oh, so creepy. It's like 1,000
welcome.
dudes at the gym just like wish their arms could look as good as these monkeys are.
Hashtag don't skip leg day.
Yeah, oh my god.
All right, I got a couple more. I'm almost done. This one I have like 3 points on. It's called the Goofus bird. There were no good pictures that I could find. And you'll see why, because it has a very specific description. This one has a unique talent. It can fly backwards. It does not care where it's going, only where it's been.
What?
I don't know. Doesn't that sound like a song lyric or something?
Yeah.
And it apparently builds its nests upside down. Don't know how that works.
It doesn't play by the rules of gravity.
No. And also the robin's nest that we've had since last year, it got knocked over the other day. And then there was
Aw.
also like, I was like, there's carnage! And the bird's nest has been knocked over. And then Pat goes outside and looks and he's like, oh, it just fell over. And then I think that was some bird shit in like a cherry or something. I was like, I don't know. It was red and it could have been an egg or something.
Oh.
He's like, no, they haven't been living in that this year. I'm like, yeah, I guess. Okay, so this thing the Goofus bird has the head of a turkey on a long green neck attached to a large, scaly silver body and one black wing and one pink wing.
It sounds like a child colored it.
Yeah. Someone who likes Avril Lavigne, the black wing, the pink wing.
Yes.
I know, so no pictures of that exist that I could find in my quick little search.
There's a couple pictures in the drive. Somebody did like a sketch, and then there's some
it's just not colored.
statue. There's a
Yeah.
statue.
Was there a statue I found? Oh, yeah, it was like this thing you could order, and it's all blue. I was like, where's this black and pink?
Yeah.
But also, fun fact, the name they said probably comes from doofus, which we've probably all maybe heard of. But I didn't know, I don't think that doof means like stupid in German, or like the root word or whatever.
No, I didn't.
And I
know
also, that was funny because on, not Gravity Falls, the other kids show we really like, Phineas and Ferb, the bad guy, the evil scientist's name is Doofenshmirtz, and he's just pretty inept and funny, so I was
No,
like,
it's
oh,
perfect.
doof being stupid. All right. And then, is this my last one? Second to last one. We have one that has a cool name. It's called the tree squeak.
The tree squeak.
Yeah, it is. I found one picture, I guess.
Oh, it's so tiny.
Cross between a weasel and a chameleon was the description.
I can see that. I mean, its tail's pretty chameleon, curly looking, but it definitely looks very weasel-like.
Yeah, they just drew it like brown. But it does sound like a tree, or can sound like a tree squeaking and creaking in the wind.
Creepy.
Yes. I love that. That's its unique feature. But it can, yeah, sound creaky like a creaky door. That's similar. Or it can also sound more like a squealing pig. Or sometimes like a gunshot or a firecracker.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
random.
Yeah, I think this one came about the same time as some of the others that, like the axe handle. It's like loggers,
Yeah.
19th century. They're like hearing all these creepy noises. They're out alone in the woods telling each other scary stories. What else? It's a small critter, like an opossum, one thing said. Hairy with a long tail, and this was fun. Very friendly unless it went too long without mating. Which I thought, like, who isn't? But and like a chameleon, it can wrap its limbs around a branch and completely blend in with the bark.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, and where it likes to build its nest is very specific. I don't know how they know this, but they like a dead tree that's fallen over, especially if it's got that sweet spot where it meets a school marm, aka a forked tree. Sure. It stays mostly silent, waiting for the right time to talk. It only makes a sound on windy days, and if the nests shake with the wind, then it will speak. What a coincidence.
Yeah.
Lumberjacks would search for the source of the sounds, but never ever could find it.
Because it's the trees.
They sound like they're talking. It's just the way it is. It's usually quite a comfort, like, it's usually a nice sound. I don't know. And finally, the Hidebehind.
Yeah, I saw this one's picture and it looks like Cousin It with a tail and arms and legs. That's all I can think of.
Yes. I think it's like on the same websites as the last guy too, because it also shows like supposedly what region it's from, as if it's all scientific, and it knows what this looks like. Even though apparently no one ever sees them.
Yeah, it looks like Cousin It if Cousin It had bear legs, like the legs of a bear and the tail of like a cat.
Yes, exactly. It does look like just a pointy, no face head because it's just hair all the way down.
Yeah.
How does it see?
Sunglasses. And a hat.
Ugh. And the descriptions were, again, so vague. Nobody knows. Because who's seen it? Nobody alive.
Dun dun dun.
It's so elusive, seldom seen because it can hide behind even the skinniest of trees. Hang on. Oh, pardon me. Some things that it could hide behind the trees by sucking in a massive bear-like belly. So, I mean, it does kind of look thick here. But We'll see. I have another description later on that's totally different. It is nocturnal. It's responsible apparently for many missing persons deaths. So again, maybe this is one we just made up to blame things on.
Maybe.
But it's so creepy. It stalks you as your back is turned. Then if you turn around to listen to hear what's coming, it will quickly jump back behind a tree. And then as you turn forward again, it starts coming closer and closer.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's like that, not Simon Says, what's the other one? They do it in Squid Game, and you're coming closer, and you turn around, red light, green light. You turn around, and everyone has to stop moving, or else they're out. Yeah.
I was thinking of It Follows, that horror movie.
Oh, yeah, where, like, everyone you have sex with gets that demon.
Well, they pass it, so only one person has it at a time.
The STD demon. Yeah.
But it's, like, always, like, coming up behind you, and if it catches up with you, it'll kill you.
Oh, that's right, just constantly moving towards you. Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Once it gets close enough to you, it quickly gouges out your stomach and intestines in one clawed swipe. Then feasts on your raw meat.
I mean, that's pretty efficient method of attack.
I think that's where they got the claws from. Yep. They're like, okay, it obviously can kill you super hard. It said also that it could look sort of wraith-like and vaguely humanoid, but some sources said it was just slender enough to hide behind the trees without changing shape or sucking in its stomach or anything.
Oh, okay.
But since no one can live to tell of it, who the hell knows? The stories mostly come from loggers in the 19th century in like the Midwest, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. And that's it. The next page was my sources.
Dun dun. Wow.
Oh.
So many creepy things in the woods.
Right? Oh, and we've got so many woods here in North America. Ontario's basically all trees. I mean, it's just above the Midwest, so no wonder Wisconsin, Michigan, all those, they're right there too. Like, yeah, they've got thick woods. Like, oh yeah, we haven't explored it all.
Yeah.
Damn. So don't go out alone.
Into the woods at night, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get us started on national parks. Those are the creepiest, biggest forests.
Yeah.
In North America. That could be a true crime episode, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun. I liked it. I don't know how long we went, but I hope you guys did too.
It'll be a little over 2 hours, I think.
Par for the course.
Yeah.
Well, what's up next week?
We are doing in honor of episode 69. We
So
are
excited.
doing some kinky crimes, some
Yeah, we are.
sex-related crimes.
Just nothing too horribly depressing, we'll say.
I don't know. I don't know what my case is gonna end up being yet, but
That's true.
we'll see.
That's okay. We're getting ahead. We're getting ahead of the game. That's what
Yeah.
we feel good when we're like
A couple
an
episodes
episode.
ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't ever want to come out late or anything because that always sucks. You know, you hate it when your favorite podcasts or whatever you're looking forward to and then they're not there. So we try, but yeah. It's just it's interesting sometimes.
Yeah. The summer is always busy too. Everything's going on right now, so. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm getting better at not being super long-winded. I did have 8 pages on cryptids, but it went by pretty fast.
I had 4. And mine was the same length as yours, so.
That's so funny.
Like
Oh,
recording length, mine was half the amount typed. The
oh
same,
my
like,
god.
reading length.
It's so funny. I don't know. Yeah, and I like to type out like I need to know every word I'm gonna say. No.
I do. I type in full paragraphs with punctuation.
Yeah, I just find it helps. And then you don't get like, I don't know, stage fright or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
but anyway, we'll see you next week. Thank you for listening. And don't forget to give this one a little 5 stars.
Yes.
We really appreciate it. I was like, how you doing?
Yeah, I was laying on my couch and I got a notification. It was like, oh, somebody sent you a message. And I was like, why?
Why? Who talks to me?
Yeah. Well, like from the Castles and Cryptids one, that's all it told me.
Yeah.
And I clicked into it and I was like, oh, Alana's talking to Josh.
I could start us if we're already recording.
Yeah.
Well, hot damn.
Just burped.
What the hell am I gonna say?
It just looks gross. I don't like it.
Oops. Snipe, snipe. Oh, sorry. Minnesota. Nice.
Whew, excuse me.
Impressive.
Yeah, and I started the recording like just in time.
Ooh. I could put it in the bloopers.
Well, it's because I'm.
One of mine is similar. Oh. Ooh. Pretty sure I heard it covered on
This has been Castles and Cryptids. You can listen to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Anchor, Breaker, Pocket Cast, and our YouTube channel. Please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Reddit. On our website, you can listen to all of our episodes as well as view pictures for each of our segments. Check out our Patreon page to view all of our tiers and become a Patreon supporter today to unlock monthly bonus episodes and behind-the-scenes content. We are working on an Ask Us Anything. You can submit questions by social media or by email at castlesandcryptids@gmail.com. Do you have a spooky ghost story, a creepy cryptid sighting, or a thrilling true crime tale you would like to share and have us include in a future episode? Send us your listener story by social media or by email. Please include the name that you would like mentioned. Our music is by Kobe Fair. Our logo and artwork is by Antonio Garcia. Thanks for listening.